What's up? Episode 113. Here we go. There we go. Come on in. Cheers. All right. Gotta love this. Woo. All right. There we go. Don't you love my editing? It's just like, bah. The non-existent editing. How cute is this little hockey mask? Wow. I got a show tonight, folks. Welcome. Episode 113 of Evening Hour Live. Holy moly. Woo. I'm drinking good old-fashioned Coca-Cola tonight. All right, we got a great group in here. There's going to be a lot of chat tonight because of the subject. I don't want to waste time. If the power goes out, it's because Kitty Cat is... Actually, the kitty cat's sleeping. I've been cat sitting here. And he is... Hold on, let me check something. Yeah. All right, he's okay. He's okay. I don't want to disturb him. All right, so... Oh, yeah, Ruth, what's up? Come on in, everybody. This is going to be fun. First of all, the chat bot, Mr. Zalthon, is back. Yeah, we got him rolling. So, Zalthon is the guy that will tell you... What's up, Fallon? He will tell you what your points are. If you look in the description of the show, you will see directions on how to win points while chatting. I don't explain it anymore, but you'll see people... gambling their points, and the more you chat, the more points you get, and then you can spend them. Yeah, so Zalthon's back in action. What else? Yeah, if you're new to this channel, it's chatty. Please chat. And if I don't know you, say hi, introduce yourself. If I do know you, introduce yourself, because I can't tell who's who sometimes. Unless you're a regular. There are regulars here tonight, as usual. What else? Oh, the other thing is, if you're new, just the least you can do if you're having fun is hit the like, the subscribe, and the notify button. You hear all the YouTubers saying it, there's a reason. It's hard to get subscribers. The other thing is, if you're the donating type, hallelujah, there is a section for that. You can go down there, click on it, and all proceeds go to the show, to me making more content. I do this full time. All right, so, what do we got going this week before I get into the meat? There's definitely things are coming back for work. So anybody that has any type of work that suffered in the last few months... because of the pandemic and whatnot, things are creeping back. Hallelujah. I'm starting to get work in the summer and fall, which is a good season. Or good sign. It's a good omen. I don't know if it helps me, but it's interesting because there are people that will click notify and they won't get a notification. It does happen. You don't have to get notified, Lilith. If you don't like notifications, don't hit it, because guess what? I never hit the notify button. But for some people that want to watch the show and they want a little reminder, or if I do a show not regularly scheduled, which I do sometimes, Mama's in the house. What's up, Fran? Yeah, oh, it's Fat Tuesday tomorrow. That's what it is. Yeah, it's kind of like, I got a job on Saturday at a venue that's a New Orleans restaurant, and clearly they're partying every day this week. So tomorrow's kind of a big holiday, so I'm going to be working tomorrow. Yeah, see, look, today no. See, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm curious. Ah, the marble bust. My Mamma Mia gave it to me. This was in our grandparents' house my whole life. I think it was in our great-grandparents owned it. Then my grandparents had it, then my mom had it, and now she gave it to me. Thank you, Ruth. Cheers. Oh, we got a good group in here immediately. I love it. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I do know the like button helps. If you like the video, that does help. What else? Oh, our weather's been weird. It goes hot to cold too much. It's making me nuts. And I wanted to give a shout out. I didn't really post much. I only post stuff if I on a celebrity that died, that if they actually moved me. And because everything moves us all. And I try not to waste people's time. And the amazing Jonathan passed away, who was a magician comedian. I admired him. I got to see him in college. He came to my college and did his show, and he was very good. Now, in the later years, people don't know him as a magician, more of as a kind of a gonzo comedian, and he is a real magician. I mean, the show I saw, it seemed like joke magic, and then it didn't, which is kind of cool when that happens. So, cheers to the late great legend, amazing Jonathan, and his widow. She's gonna have a tough time. Hold in there, girl. You got this. He was a cool dude. I got to meet him once. I was performing in Vegas, and he was at the show. And I think he went to the after party bit. Yeah, cool dude. What else before we get into the meat? So today's subject, I split it into two things that literally have nothing to do with one another, but yet they do. And it all came from me trying to come up with an episode today that had a little bit of juice in it. And I looked down and it's episode 113. And so the number 13 popped out and I started thinking, and here we go. Jason Voorhees, which, here, I want you to see a close-up of this. This is Sideshow Collectibles. Whoa, did a series of Friday the 13th dolls. And I own all of them except for the large-scale one. They did one large-scale, which I don't own, and I wish I got it, but I missed it. They're all really... This is Jason Part 4, my favorite. And this one, the mask comes off, and you get a really good look at his awesome face. Part 4 is definitely my favorite Friday the 13th film. Always has been since the day I saw it. It stars Crispin Glover and Corey Feldman. Need I say more? Speaking of Corey Feldman, I should get him on here as a guest. I don't know the man, but I think I can get him on here. He has a music career that's quite fascinating. You met him in Carrot Top. 07 at the airport. How cool. I would love to see Carrot Top's show. I actually like Carrot Top. He does make me laugh. I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that, Mr. Nemeth. Oh, yes. But, okay. I don't have anything else to say. I want to get into this. Well, it's terrible news, but Ruth, did you know that man was supposed to die 6 years ago? He had some heart disease thing. I don't know exactly the detail. And they made a post. They put him on the cover of every magazine in the magic world. And we're like, this guy's going to die in a year. And then he lived 7 years, which is like, I don't know. He did something right. Fallon, you and me both. I would love to meet Crispin Glover. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's great. I think he's really good in Friday the 13th, Part 4. I'm going to be honest. You know Crispin, Ruth? Oh, boy, we got to chat. I'm a fan. Carrot Top, it looks weird. Oh my God, lost a vintage toy boat on the set of that. Oh, what? You know what? I think it is mentioned in this book. I was going to say, this book, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, it's really thick. It's got all the movies in it. I kind of remember it in there, maybe. He did outrun the Reaper for a minute. So I just wanted to talk about the Jason movies for a little bit before we get into the subject. They're called Friday the 13th. On the note of Friday the 13th being bad luck, I do remember it having something to do with the day that Jacques de Molay was executed in France, the boss of the Knights Templar. And guess what day it was? Friday the 13th. I heard that's where it came from. I mean, there's some other things too, but also 13 as a number, I believe, comes as a bad luck because of the Last Supper. Because there was 12 disciples, the Jewish carpenter shows up. That makes it 13 and bad luck. Even though it's prophesized and had to happen for the whole thing to happen. Which is pretty funny. Which means it's not bad luck, it's good luck. That means 13, according to Christianity, should be a good luck number. Right? Good Friday, good luck. I don't know. Oh, wow. I didn't know that, phasing player. I will look it up. I like the Jason series. Out of Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't put Chainsaw Massacre in the series. To me, Chainsaw, every movie's a remake. Except for part 1 and 2. They're all kind of remakes. My favorite Chainsaw movies are part 1 and 2. Part 2 is my favorite, by far. Oh my God, Willard is fantastic. If you've ever seen the movie, everybody, check it out. It's better than the original. So, my favorite has always been the Jason movies. I like their simplicity. I like the fact they're not trying too hard. I do like the Freddy movies, some of them. And the Halloween movies, I never liked Halloween that much. It's okay. And I know it's Pioneer. Ah, there you go. So your dad, William, will know who Jacques de Molay is. So, my order of Friday the 13th films goes like this. Part 4. Part 6, Jason Lives. It's the first one with clear wink humor, a little bit, slight. It also has the same character as Part 4. The other thing about Part 4 is Tom Savini did the special effects. He also did one. I like Part 3. I love Jason X, Part 10. Next would come then Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Takes Manhattan is the last on the list. Part 7, A New Blood, great. I do like 3, I do like 2, and I do like 1. But the one I like... here we go. Friday 6, okay, I love it. Me too. Nightmare 3, yeah. Halloween 3. Interesting. Halloween 3. See, I don't even count that as a Halloween movie, even though it is. It is a good movie. And there's no, I don't know if you all know this. Halloween 3 has nothing to do with Michael Myers or Laurie or anything. They were just making a new movie. And I think they were going to keep doing it, but my favorite Halloween is 2. And my favorite Freddy is 2. And my favorite Evil Dead is 2. And my favorite Chainsaw Massacre is 2. Don't ask me why. As a matter of fact, I think I like Hellraiser 2 the best also. So a lot of the sequels I dig. Phantasm 2 is great. Yeah, I have some stuff signed by Kane. No, I have not seen it, Malcolm, so please tell me more. You saw it? Chainsaw 22 on Netflix? It's already on? I might have to steal someone's password and watch it. Yeah, Halloween 3 is a good movie. It is. It's just not Michael Myers. Now I'm curious about this Chainsaw Massacre 22. I'm sure it's also a remake, right? It's just like, here it is again. Yeah, I mean, Evil Dead 2 is fantastic. Pure fantasy fun. Now, the Jason movies, from what I gather, Paramount was a little embarrassed by how much money they were making, and they were kind of considered trashy. And so, Malcolm, does it have a story? I'm curious. You've intrigued my ears. I am a horror film freak, as you know, and I don't watch many movies. And you know, I pretend like I'm gonna die in 2 years. This might warrant a watch. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ruth, I didn't hear it sucked, but, oh, here we go. Okay, so the reason why I liked Nightmare on Elm Street 2 the best is because of that gay theme that was not really, if anybody has seen Freddy Part 2, it seems like it's an allegory of someone coming out of the closet and being gay in a world that doesn't accept it. And then it's so obvious, but then the director said that's not what it was. And so it came out that that's what it was. I saw the documentary about it. It's mind-blowing. Highly recommend it. All right, so I don't mind a bad movie if there's some hooks in it. I'll give it a shot, maybe. I love Chainsaw Massacre Part 1 and 2. I mean, I've seen them both many, many, many times. I've seen Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 more than most movies I own. I put it in the top 5. Not kidding. That's, if anybody's watching and you want to see a nutty horror film that's, the humor is there. There's an edge of humor. Just an edge. A little bit. I like the acting. I think the cast is good. It has Dennis Hopper. And Caroline Munro, or what's her name? Yeah, Caroline Williamson. Not Caroline Munro. She's in many other movies. She plays Stretch in Chainsaw 2. Full of hooks. All right, it's terrible, but okay. But at least, okay, well, all right, I'll give it I'll give it a little bit. Hey, what's up, Dan? We're talking about horror films, specifically Jason movies. Now, the Jason movies, the only reoccurring character is Tommy, and he's in 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I loved Jason versus Freddy, folks. I saw it opening night at the movies, and then I went and saw it 3 more times. For a dumb horror film, it's good. Oh, 1 and 2, you mean Chainsaw. Kubrick did like it. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, see, I don't like CG gore. Well, everybody, I don't know if you know why they use CG gore. Not that it's cheaper, it's just they can take it out. They just erase it. It's easy. If the ratings say no good or there's a problem, they can take or add. I'll give it a peek. I'm curious of what Leatherface looks like. I haven't seen pictures or anything. I did hear they were doing it. The remake of Chainsaw Massacre that came out 10 years ago had elements I enjoyed, like the fact that R. Lee Ermey was in it. But other than that, terrible. They got rid of the cannibal plot. They got to be cannibals. I like that Jason has a little bit of a sympathetic edge. You know, he's a special needs character. I mean, he really is. It's amazing. You're not allowed to say the R word anymore. But he's definitely special needs. And he turns out to be this monster. It's amazing. It's kind of cool. Yeah, Jason versus Freddy is fun. And I thought the style of violence was good. And I really, really like that if you're going to have 2 bad guys fight each other, yes, one of them you want to root for. So they make Jason becomes the sympathetic character. And are you kidding me? They go to Leatherface's house to remove a Confederate flag. Oh my. That's in there? Oh, that's hilarious. They just can't not do it, can they? They have to just give it that extra. Yeah, Gunner is cool. Wow. R. Lee Ermey, all the way. I'm a big fan. Never met him, wish I did. But I really do like the Jason movies. I like the way they did get a little goofier. Jason X, the outer space one, I saw it opening day, Union Square, New York City. I was one of 4 people in the movie theater. It was like me, a couple people. That's it, opening night. The other movie, I'll never forget this. I went to see Eli Roth's Green Inferno opening night, and I was the only person in the movie theater. And I'll never forget it because I bought a hot dog, which I never buy at the movies. I bought a hot dog, popcorn, and drink. Oh, it is obnoxiously wokeified? Okay, I need to watch it just for that. I might give it a review then. It'll give me a rant. So I'm sitting in the movie theater all alone in the front row of like the second level so I can see. And I did like Green Inferno. I really did. I thought it was kind of cool. And I gotta say though, it's so gross, I couldn't eat my hot dog. I mean, it is nasty. Has anybody seen it, Green Inferno? The first person to get killed in it, and I mean killed, you'll never forget it for the rest of your life. What? 12 what? 12 Jason movies? I guess there are. I don't count the remake. I hated it. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, so there's 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 Jason movies. Well, yeah, I like Devil's Rejects better. So House of a Thousand Corpses, supposedly there's a uncut version it's really good that'll never come out, which sucks. I didn't like the fact that they had a supernatural element that got introduced and never really... It confused me. I wanted a bigger payoff in that one. They dumped the supernatural thing in part 2, Devil's Rejects, which I thought was cool. You were too scared to watch what? Which one, John D? I didn't like Rob Zombie's Halloween. And my favorite Rob Zombie movie is the witch one. The one that looks like an Argento movie. What's it called? I can't remember. That was my favorite. Oh yeah, Cabin Fever. Alright, so now we're going to get into the meat. Which is, today's episode is called The Joy of Superstition. That name just kind of popped into my head. Oh, Inferno. Green Inferno? Dude, Green Inferno, I'm telling everybody watching, it is intense. It is Eli Roth's tribute to the 70s cannibal film. And they used real natives of the area that they filmed in to be in the movie. It's amazing. There's a little bit of humor, but basically, I didn't see Halloween 2 Rob Zombie. I heard it was terrible. Lords of Chaos, that's it. That's the one I liked. Well, I wanted to do a show on superstitions and how I use them in my life. And I'm curious of what other people have to say about this. Triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia. That's the fear of the number 13. Which I like. That's funny. So I remember at an early age noticing superstitions. You know, don't go under a ladder. Why? It's bad luck. What do you mean it's bad luck? Just don't do it. Okay. Don't open an umbrella in the house. Why? It's bad luck. Black cat, bad luck. What? Yeah, if it crosses your path. Huh? Okay. And then I witnessed adults in my life following suit. They would also play along with these things, you know. If I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, a penny. Heads up, pick it up, good luck. Tails, don't touch it, right? Oh, thank you, Ruth. Well, I want to talk about that tonight because, so when I was a little kid, I think one of the first things that sparked my ears and eyes and senses and mind to the notion of bullshit being normal and it being everywhere, all encompassing and accepted. And some bullshit's not accepted and some is. That's why I keep saying this whole like fact checking and all this stuff. To me, it's nonsense because everybody that's so for these things being truthful allows a bunch of other things not to be. And they do it sometimes for reasons that are very peculiar. They don't, oh yeah, step on a crack, break your mom's back. Yeah. Yes, our grandmothers really were. They were from an old world, a lot of them. And they, a lot of these superstitions come from a religiosity of sorts. So I remember at an early age noticing them. And then, again, for no reason other than me being me, I would buck them. I would do them on purpose. I would open umbrellas. When a black cat crossed my path, I would try to make it cross my path. Ladders I knew were dumb to walk under because something's going to fall in your head. That was the one that didn't mean anything. See a pin and pick it up, and all day you'll have good luck. Oh, bad luck if you don't. Okay, so I grew up in an Italian family. So though, I think when I was 10, I got the corniciolio, what do they call them? The cornetto, to prevent the Malochia, the Italian evil eye. And I had the golden horn, and I gave it to one of my dumb ex-girlfriends. I wish I had it. It's the one my grandma gave me. So, I don't have it. But I grew up in a family that had some superstitions. My mom is watching. She'll tell you. I remember my grandmother putting her shoes out at night on New Year's Eve for good luck. And, in Italian culture, there's a witch doctor. There's a witch doctor in almost every culture. But the Italians are pretty superstitious. And, they have this one, which is called, I just looked it up. Oh, yeah, the mano cornuta. It's the hand version. You'll see the charm that looks like this. You'll see the horn, the corniciolo. You'll also see this little hunched back man with a horn growing out of his butt. Like, it's weird. That's the other one that you'll see, like in Little Italy. I'm surprised I don't have one in here. I'm surprised I don't. I have everything but that. You'd think I'd have a collection of those. I don't. I do like them, though. Maybe one day I'll buy a nice one. I also remember that whenever you see a baby, yeah, it's a golden curly horn. If you are around Italians, you'll notice them. And so if there's a baby, a newborn, and you go, my God, that baby's beautiful, the parents will go, God bless her. The reason why they say the God bless part is you could be thinking what an ugly baby, but saying how beautiful, and that's the evil eye. That's the Malochio right there. So at an early age, I knew right away, I could see through it all. I was like, wait, the people that are doing these things believe in the Jesus story, which is its own version of superstition, and then they have another one that's actually against that one. It has nothing to do with that. It's the pagan thing. And they kind of simultaneously keep them rolling at the same time. And when this one here doesn't allow this, they hide it a bit. A lot of babies, when they're getting baptized, will have a good luck charm pinned on them in Italy, but the priest isn't allowed to see it because it's against God. Yes. That's a picture of the horn. Where's a picture of the horn? Oh, the horns were very popular in the disco days. Yes. Yes. I mean, it's a Guido accoutrement. You got the big gold horn. I used to own one. I used to wear it sometimes. I foolishly gave it away. But when I got older, and I became atheistic and knew it was all nonsense, I really would buck. I call it bucking, but I would rub my nose at it. Like for instance, and this is a little story I'll tell. Me and my friends used to, for fun, just run around in the woods, and we were usually when we got older. Yes, it looks like a hot pepper. It is not a pepper, but yes, it looks like a pepper. Yeah, they look like a red pepper. Ah, okay, cool. And so we would look around for spots to party in the middle of nowhere, in the woods. And in my hometown, we found an area that had like a little hill and it was wooded and there was no one around. And we found, just hanging out, we noticed that underneath the leaves and the dirt and the brush, I mean, it was kind of a thick brush, we found tombstones turned over. And as we looked, we realized there was a bunch of them. It was like a forgotten cemetery. It got grown over. There must have been like a church or a shack or I don't know. We didn't say anything. We didn't tell anybody. We didn't want to. It was a party hole. It was like, let's go. We're going to now be able to party here. And so I remember sleeping overnight in the cemetery. I mean, it was a cemetery. You just couldn't tell. It was covered over. But as soon as you pull away stuff, you're like, oh my God, there's stones everywhere. And yes, we used to dig in the ground. We used to dig and we would find things. And it was pretty wild. I will say that. And I never thought of it as bad luck. I thought of myself as an archaeologist of sorts. I also, at an early age, this might shock some of you, I grew to have serious disdain for Catholicism. And I don't think I have to explain why. I don't think I have to. I could. And so, another one, what? A horn? I don't know what you're referring to. And so, I didn't like Catholicism. And I didn't like religion, and it just irritated me. It was shocking, actually. It was like, wow, people on this massive scale are playing along with this in a superstitious manner, meaning if they don't follow suit, bad things are going to happen. And they're taking it very seriously, not for fun in any way, shape, or form. And I would do some bad things. I would, I remember when you got the Holy Communion, you're supposed to boop, and so I remember I used to go up and they stick it in my mouth. Eventually I started doing the hand because I didn't want the guy's hand in my mouth for good reason. And I remember I would make it look like I put it in my mouth and I would palm it. And there I would have this representative of some holy thing that really was taken seriously. And then I would take it and do bad things to it. I knew it was, quote, bad luck. And for me, it was almost like the only way for me to scream aloud quietly amongst what was going on this grand scale. When you're like this kid and you're looking around and there's like hundreds of people doing things that to you are illogical and weird and dark and negative, not positive. It's sold as positive, but it is definitely negative. I needed a release, and to me, that's what it was. I would take the missalette, and I would find words and point at them and show my buddy, and we would try to find dirty words in the missalette and stuff like that. So I was constantly pushing the bad luck element. Now, as I got older, I realized that, oh, wow. In confession as a kid, I told them. I love it. I mean, I thought blasphemy was kind of fun. Yeah. Uh-oh, Zalthon got you, Ruth. You did it too? Oh, wow. John D. Cheers to you, brother. No, really, that's what it is. It was a little bit of me deprogramming myself. I did it. I did it a lot, actually. My mom's watching. If my dad was watching, he'd pass out. Maybe he's watching. Sorry, Pops. Oh, yeah, too many caps. They don't like that. And so I realized that, okay, although I think this stuff's stupid, I still picked up the good luck penny. And I realized that for certain things that I did, I thought the good luck charm thing was good. There was a positive to it. I wrote a little essay today on my Instagram. A little simple thing on how I figured out a way to create my own little superstitious rituals, and they're very personal, and they're me. I make them up mostly. Oh wow, you stole a whole batch of them? That's great. I used to get holy water too. Oh yeah. That's funny. Um, what track was I going? See, when you're talking, I have tracks, and then sometimes me creating these good luck rituals. Now I didn't want to talk too much today about using superstition as a weapon, but that is definitely a subject I am definitely doing a show on. Most likely it won't be on this. It'll be a Behind the Devil's Curtain. I've been working on it for so long. I don't want to do it yet. I'm waiting a bit because I'm writing the book. Using superstition as a little bit of a weapon of sorts, to me, is something I've been thinking about my whole life and applying it my whole life. And I don't want to, tonight I wanted it to be a little more lighthearted, and that is the one that most people, I think, can get the most out of. All the pieces of Christ's death, cross, churches, heavy pillars, a cabin made of crucifixes. Whoa. But they're not transubs. Yes. Yeah, the priest whispers, hoc est corpus. That's what he says, hoc est corpus. And it's funny, the body of Christ. And the thing that's funny is that's where they think the word hocus pocus came from. Hocus pocus. It was ooga booga. Some of the wine may have been drunk while I was refilling. Bill, what church did you altar boy at? I went to altar boy school and didn't get through it. I got the boot quick. You were a Protestant. I'm in the end of the Antichrist by Nietzsche. He basically blames the Germans for the Protestant thing. It's pretty fun. I don't want to spoil the end of the book. I shouldn't have said that. That's kind of an end. But yeah, he brings in the whole Protestants and Germans making it worse. But yeah, okay. So, what's a ritual that I do? All right, so what I do, and I think everybody can do this, I take a moment in my life that's important, something that's meaningful, something I achieved. Like I said in my essay today, something bad happened to me, and I learned a lesson. I have a scar, an internal scar that helps me, right? So then I use that thought of whatever it may be, and I pick a mundane activity. Could be brushing your teeth. For me, it's putting on deodorant. Did I mention that in the article? I don't think I mentioned it in the article. But I might have wanted to, but I didn't want to keep writing. Oh, wait. Mount Carmel? You were there? Oh, wow. That's my favorite church in Altoona. That, for folks watching, it's super Italian and it's beautiful. It's a really pretty church. My grandparents all went there. My great grandparents all went there. Yeah. There used to be an Italian neighborhood there. There was grocery stores there. There was Malika's and La Joe's. And I think La Joe's might still be there. And so, for me, it's deodorant. And I won't go into the details because I don't want to spoil my little ritual. But I have a certain amount of numbers I swipe. when I put deodorant that refers to a time in my life where I learned a very great lesson. And that number reflects that. So every time I put my deodorant on, guess what I'm thinking of? Every time. So that way, when I'm doing these mundane activities, they kind of have something going on. There's a meaning to it. It's a reflection. And if I don't do it perfectly, it's not good. Now, I said in the essay today that the thing that makes that little good luck charm work are a few things. At least there's more than that, but one of them is the attachment of it meaning something important, right? Oh, wow. LaJoe's is still there. That's great. Next time I visit, I'm going to go. Yeah, it's like the event that I'm basing this little ritual on actually is important. That's one. Two, if you follow the rules and do your little ritual correctly, you get a little bit of good luck, right? In my imagination, if I follow suit, you're going to have a decent day. And even if bad things happen, you got it. The thing I think makes it work is in my back of my mind, if I don't do the correct amount of numbers, the opposite happens. I imagine bad luck is waiting for a few reasons. One is that bad luck is what makes the good luck mean something, right? The other thing is it makes it serious. It adds salt to the serious. It spices it more. It's me messing with my own subconscious a bit. Now, do I believe that bad luck will happen? Well, I'll notice it maybe, but I'll also not let it happen, meaning I'll do it correctly every time. And so I've peppered the day with some of these rituals, and it's funny, a lot of performers and a lot of sports people use this technique, which I didn't know until today, because I did a little research. After I wrote the essay, I went down a little bit of a hole on people that do similar things. Oh, okay, I was going to get to the OCD thing. Well, the thing about, somebody today wrote on my thing about OCD people doing my game, and yes, now OCD would be if I did these rituals and it became a problem, meaning it got in the way. It wasn't helpful and it wasn't lighthearted anymore. And, I mean, I take it dead serious, but at the same time, I don't. And to me, this is what one of the little teeter-totters that I do in my brain that a lot of people here understand. I know this group understands that little nuance of dancing in the gray area of superstition and logic and reality of, here. And so it's a very hard little nuance to explain. I had one of my friends wrote in my post today, he didn't get the nuance to it. And it is hard to write and explain. I mean, that's partly why I'm enjoying writing so much these days, is figuring out ways to take a pencil and make someone understand what that is. I may never be able to do it, and I don't need to, but it is a challenge. And it is, where is that? What does that mean? Like, I don't really believe in it, but yet I do. It has to do with, to me, it's what an artist is supposed to be kind of doing all the time. You're able to enter your zone. Oh, what's this? Lucky socks. Well, yeah, a lot of, but if you lose them, so what? I'll get a new pair of lucky socks. Right. I'll christen a new pair as lucky. Right. A lot of sports start. Now, here's the thing. All of this together, it's been proven that it is good. That little bit of good luck that the baseball player does before he swings his bat, licks his thumb, does that to his hat. Maybe this reminds him of his dad, and this reminds him of his buddy that he learned to play baseball with. All it does is give him a little bit of an ego, a dopamine boost, and it's a little bit of creative visualization. A lot of sports stars do the whole Jodorowsky film, spiritual. I saw his film. I mixed the names up. Holy Mountain. Or no. Is that El Topo? I mixed them up. Yeah, they've proven that when you imagine hitting the baseball perfect before you hit it, it really works. It does something. It blasts in your brain. I call it deterministic thought, meaning being able to see into the future. You're forcing yourself to see into the future. You're laying the future before you by imagining the perfect shot. And then you hit it. To me, it's all the superstitious little good luck charm, to me, is part of that. And I know a lot of theater people are superstitious. I remember as a kid, the first one you notice is Macbeth. You're not supposed to say Macbeth in a theater. It's the Scottish play. And I've heard some elaborate rituals to fix it if you say it. One of them is you gotta leave the side door of the theater and like run around the building and then knock and someone lets you in. Another one in the theater is no whistling on stage or backstage. That's based in reality. They used to use whistles for the flyloft boys. So the guys up in the flyloft, they would lower the scenery. Supposedly someone got killed because they whistled and they lowered it on their head. The other one's no mirrors. The other one is, what was the other one in theater? Well, Ellen Stewart, the boss of La Mama, who's no longer alive, if you were wearing green on your body anywhere, she wouldn't take a picture with you. And I don't think she put green in any of her plays. She was against green as a color on stage. Some weird stuff. That's it, 3 times. Yeah. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I've been in the play Macbeth. I used to say it all the time. I'm that guy, you know. I'm like, what? You're not supposed to say what? Macbeth? Macbeth! Yeah, that's it. And I do think, Fallon, there's a direction, too. Fibding Rabunga. Yeah. Well, some of them are out of control. Yeah. Don't say good luck. Well, I mean, luck is luck. Right? It's not good nor bad. It's luck. It's funny. Ritual behavior sports can be practical, too, in the sense that it could assist muscle memory. Okay. All right. So, oh, yeah, break a leg. And magicians say break a string, as if strings are involved. Here's something I do. Muscle memory that makes no sense, but for some reason, whenever I do this, notice I went like this with my hand. Yeah, I don't know why, but I do it all the time. It helps my, oh, I didn't catch it. It helps with, I don't know. It's a muscle memory game. I think a lot of sports stars whenever you're doing some sports activities, the Blackadder did. I love that show. You gotta wonder if we could figure out what episode it was. A lot of sports activities are so complex in their mechanics, and your body is doing so much in one moment. Like surfing, for instance. When there's a wave coming, you have 1 second to make a million calculations. You're paddle. It's like you have 1 second. You also only get to do that a couple times a day for practice. You know, you might only get a few good tries at hitting that. And so, right, it helps with timing. You only have 1 second. So if you have a ritual, it helps everything just flow. And so some of the magic I do, you know, the stuff with fans and stuff, I'm making millions of calculations with my hands and brain. Whenever you do these little good luck rituals, it somehow relaxes you. You're telling yourself, you got this. Oh, by the way, not only do you have it, you extra have it because you did this little ritual. I really think it's a healthy little thing. It was the season with Prince Mini Brain. I'm going to look it up. Okay. Well, yeah, all right. Superstitious, no warm up. I mean, that's literally a reality, right? That's the name of the episode? If that is, I'm writing that down. I think John D got it. Sense and senality. Let's see. Sense and senality. I like that show. He is a real. I love Rowan. Um, you cannot keep it in your head, but the subconscious can handle it. Right. So to me, that's what all of this is. All of it. It's being able to go into your subconscious mind and play a bit and experiment a bit. And I don't think everybody can do this. I really don't. I think that's why a lot of the subject matter that we talk about on this show, it's just people just glaze over. They get the glaze. Season 3. Let me write that down. Ooh, I have something to watch. I don't like watching many things anymore, but I do like that show. Oh wait, Blackadder. Let me write that down. So I just Black Adder. Thank you. That was great. Thank you. I'm gonna watch that. Not everybody can mess around with their subconscious. It's actually in my book that I'm working on the bad luck part of this. I say it straight off pretty much in the beginning that it's not for everyone, and I don't recommend it. I don't. Most people just keep rolling along. It's okay. You don't need it. For the curious person, for the person that questions moralities, for the person that, and it's so funny, the whole notion of seeing beyond a good and evil premise. I've been able to do it since I was pretty young. I don't know why. I came from a very loving family. I just naturally, my curiosity crossed the line, and as soon as it crossed over, I realized I was alone. It was like, oh boy, I just can't. There's no one to talk about this stuff with. And, back then there wasn't an internet. There was no one to find except at the lunchroom. And my buddy in here, Bill Yon, will say, you get to middle school and you start listening to punk rock and you start finding the other weirdos who play Dungeons and Dragons and listen to punk rock. Now you have a little bit of room to breathe. That's how I know Bill. Right, Bill? We would sit in the lunchroom and talk about Dungeons and Dragons and be listening to the Dead Kennedys and Dag Nasty and all the good stuff. That's what I remember, That counterculture was my fresh air at the time. And so not everybody can do this whole thing where they jump into their own brain and start playing around with the buttons. I don't recommend it. I think for it to work correctly, you need to be basically atheistic in a sense, meaning you have to realize that you are the boss. You're the one calling the shots. And if there's dark stuff happening, it's not external. It's you cooking it up. And that's right. The subconscious runs the show. Not only does the subconscious run the show, it doesn't want you to know certain things. It literally hides from you how your brain works. If you saw it, you go nuts. Therefore, it hides it. I had a buddy who made a film many years ago. I'm trying to remember the name. El Segundo. I don't know if it's available anywhere. Am I in the movie? I think I might even be in one scene. I can't remember. It's so long ago. I remember him filming it, me being on set, but I don't know if I was in it or I was just hanging out or consulting. I can't remember. Well, I remember seeing the film and liking it because it was about an object that if you saw it, you immediately ran off and just killed yourself. And they never really told you what it was, kind of. And so I always thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, wait, did they just see something? Like for instance, what if there was a box that if you looked in it, you got to see what heaven was? And therefore, it's so wonderful, you just run off and just die. You want to die. I don't know. That's how I interpreted it. I always thought our brain is like that. If you get to see some of the stuff on how our minds work or the nature of actual reality, you'd go nuts. That's why I liked H.P. Lovecraft when I was a kid. He presented the idea of us seeing things that you just can't handle. Entities, creatures, beings, energies that are so powerful and beyond our puny little evolved from, what do you call them? Monkey. What's the technical word for monkeys? Sapient? I don't know. I always mix up the names. But, I mean, that's all we are. And so our little monkey brain sees something that's a little too much and it just goes nuts. I do think that that's how it is when you start messing with the subconscious. Not for everybody. Some of you know that I was going to do, I did a pilot, and my buddies, he might be watching tonight. We did a pilot for a show where I was repeatedly cursed by witch doctors. And there was me getting cursed, and then there was another guy who was like the observer. And so the point of the show is that we both believe curses work, but for different reasons. He believed in the supernatural. I did not. All right. Ruth, you have a good Zoom and come back. Party on. And so the show is based on the notion of curses are real, but here's two guys that have different reasons of why they worked. And so the show was going to be ultimately about me getting these curses over and over to see how much my subconscious can handle it. Because I do believe even the most powerful skeptic of sorts can get messed with if the right wizard shows up. They really can, especially if they understand you. If they know what you actually are afraid of, they can get in there and plant seeds that grow. That's what, to me, a wizard does. They're seed planters. Yes, Bill said something neat. This is what happens with trauma experiences a lot of the time. The brain refuses to transfer the event to a long-term memory. That's real. I know people that have remembered things that happened to them in their childhood recently, and they're like, they were like blown away. They didn't remember, and it kind of came out. And then when they did the research, it came out to be true. Well, the power of suggestion, but more than just a suggestion, it's more like if somebody is a skeptic and doesn't believe in any of this stuff or curses or witch doctor or none of it, and a witch doctor tries to witch them, and they're like, please, are you kidding me? I don't buy into that stuff, right? Well, if the witch doctor knows that the guy's a skeptic, I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get into it. There's an answer to this. There's a little bit of a, and it comes into where the magic trick category comes in. There's a way to plant a seed in someone's imagination, and then the chips start to fall into place. And when the chips fall into place, the seed will grow, even in the skeptic's mind. I'm glad the points are working. But yes, the whole notion of us forgetting things, that traumatic events. When I found out that some of my friends were having this happen, I started to be like, oh, what? Do I have things that I don't remember? Like, it's crazy. Recalled memories. Well, how about when someone doesn't have a memory of anything and it gets put in and then they remember it as reality? That happens all the time. That happens constantly. I'm trying to think of an example recently. Well, Scientologists do it in the audit sessions. I don't know if you know this. When I was a little boy and I went to get confession, my first time, I was like, I don't have anything to confess. And I don't know who told me, but they were like, just make something up. Have something to say. I was like, all right, like, why? I was like, you disobeyed your parents. Did you ever do that? I was like, yeah. Like, all right, do that one. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. What have you done? I disobeyed. I didn't listen to my parents. Right? Scientology, they sit you down and they do. That's exactly how the satanic panic worked, Lilith. That's it. You got it. It's gaslighting 101. The Scientologists have a version of it that's nuts. They go, and they don't explain it to you. They make you figure it out. They go, what is your crime? What crime did you commit? What are your crimes? What are your crimes? And you're like, I stole a cookie out of the cookie jar. No. Oh, great. You stole, and they write it down. What are your crimes? What are your crimes? And they do it, and they go, you stole, didn't you? Yeah, I stole. Did you steal money from the bank? Yeah, I stole money from the bank. They start adding them. They say them, and then you repeat them, and then they write it down as if it actually happened. It's amazing. So now they've made you feel guilty for things you didn't do, and now they have blackmail material because it's written down and cataloged, literally. Knowing, this is Fallon here, knowing how the mind works, concentration is limited. You can overload someone's input and get away with stealing right in front of their eyes. Okay, Fallon. This is Magic 101. And so that little concept that Fallon just put in print in the chat, which is why these chats are awesome, and anybody watching the show, there's information in this show that is pure gold. And there it is right there. You can overload someone's mind with ideas, thoughts. You can get, I call it going down the track. You're giving them the track. You're laying it for them. Why? Because the wizard frames. The person's not framing. You're framing it. So they're going down the track, and you're giving it to them. And you're overloading it while they're going this direction. And while that's going on, this is going on here. Police interrogation. You got it, brother. They do it all the time. They get a scared kid in there and they go, you did it, didn't you? No, you did it. Yes, yeah. Eventually the kid says yes. I live in Scientology HQ. It's a tale as old as that. So are you in Florida? Are you in Clearwater? That area? Or are you somewhere else? Because I don't mind these secrets going out because most people don't understand them. And the people that understand them, only a small percentage can implement them. So, good luck, folks. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly, this subject is one of my favorite subjects in the world. It's kind of my life's work at this point. It's the thing I think about the most is the application of magic as a magician, as a card magician, as a mind reader magician, as a magician. But how it applies and can be used to actually change the world around you without it being sold as a magic trick. The same techniques. Gaslighting, I can talk. Oh, yeah. Now, I had somebody once say to me, somebody I admired, hearing me talk about how my wizard stuff works, the science behind it, they didn't like it. They were like, that sounds horribly manipulative. They were like, that's how you live? You run around manipulating everybody all day? That's what you're doing? And I said, well, that's what you're doing too. That's what everybody's doing. I'm just good at it. And if you were good at it, you do it too. And so would everybody. And everybody can learn how to be better at it. And that's their problem. I don't know what to say. I was like, yeah, everybody does it anyways. I just figured out how to describe it and tool it a bit and make it better. It's ridiculous. To me, that's what a witch is, and a warlock, and a wizard. That's it. Right? Eek. Oh, I can't. I'm having trouble reading. Ah! Tell Zeno we said hi. Zenu. It's funny, there's actually places where he wrote Zemu with an M. And did you ever listen to the videos of him talking about it? There's a couple videos where you can hear him mention it. Well, I mean, honestly, to me, 99% of magicians aren't magicians. I mean, they're tricksters. They're not wizards. They can do tricks, but they don't transcend the trick. You know, I was doing a walk around gig the other day, and I realized how much in my walk around gig I'm planting seeds. Seeds that'll grow after I go away. Things I throw out, historical facts, things they never thought of, like the fact that the card trick guy and the witch doctor were the same person. Most people are like, huh? Seed. So now, from that moment on, all the stupid little mundane tricks, they're not mundane anymore. There's a new context. And so a lot of the little seeds that I'm planting, like when I borrow money off of people and they don't have coins anymore, I have a little seed I plant about a cashless society. I just casually mention a few little facts about what happens when we do lose a type of currency that you can just hand to somebody and they can hand it to somebody. One that doesn't rely on a bank, an app, and a government overwatch of where your money's moving to. I mention a few things, and 8 out of 10 people are usually like, wow, I never thought of it. I guarantee you that seed will grow. Wow, there's so much in here today. Oh my God, I'm going to read the chat. Dude, these chats are off. I knew today was going to be chatty. Oh, wow. I like that, William, about the gaslighting trick. Everyone manipulates everyone. Yeah, that's it. Peter. Excellent. Let me read Peter's what he just wrote. Jodorowsky's films. I do want to see all of his movies. Santa Sangre I had a hard time with. It kind of was like, there was some quality to it that was like, ugh. I'm going to watch them all again. I do like his stuff. I'm going to talk to you. Have it on Blu-ray. Yeah, I saw a terrible print. So this is what Peter Benedetti wrote. And anybody in here that likes art, go find Peter Benedetti on Instagram. His art's awesome. I'm a fan. I like your art, bro. He wrote, do you ever get the feeling that certain people are intimidated by you in certain real life scenarios because they're aware that you're using your wizardry in real time? Good question. I've encountered that. But I think that the persons that did notice that I have certain ways of doing things to move things in directions, or as I like to say, I position myself and then things move. Once they realize that I am being I'm honest. I consider myself pretty honest. Meaning I don't really hide my true core personality. I pretty much, when you meet me, it is what I am. I am who I am. I mean, if you meet me, that's me. And if I'm going to steal off of you, most likely I'll just tell you and then do it, right? I think that if they are aware of it, I'm able to like make it not seem weird. And maybe even include them in it now. As like if I had to like psychologically break it down of how, like, what would happen if that happens and how I've handled it, they realize that I am, every word I use, there's a reason for it. Every movement I do, there might be a reason for it. I include them on it, and I acknowledge that they were smart enough to see the detail. And, you know, that means they might be another wizard of sorts if they're able to understand it and process it. So why not give them the ego boost of figuring it out and make a friend? And then you can really witch them. No, I'm kidding. Folks, wow. That was a talky episode. I hope we had a good time. I did. I like these kind of episodes. It's also a subject I like chatting about. And I love how chatty everybody was tonight. If you're watching this show, go look at the chat room. And if you watch future shows, you can see, my God, I mean, there's great stuff in here. There's good films. Wow. I love it. People here have good taste, which is why I do these shows. Whew. Wow, I got to go eat dinner now. Whoa, that was fun, folks. Did you guys have a good time? I certainly did. I think tonight, I might, I don't know if I'm going to check out Chainsaw tonight. I'd much rather watch Blackadder. It's very rare I watch anything, so let me see. It's 9:15. Let me think. I was gonna read tonight. I'm reading Thus Spoke Zarathustra, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I was a little worried I wasn't gonna like it, and so I'm excited to. The cat is passed out. I don't want to bother him. I do love the book, and I recommend it. I don't recommend it for someone that's never read Nietzsche. You'll be a little bit lost because you'll be like, what the hell is going on here? I would recommend as a first read, I don't know, The Antichrist. It's pretty easy. Beyond Good and Evil ain't easy. Oh, I didn't see it yet, Peter. People in the chat said it's gory but kind of trashy and not that great, but I don't know. I'm a fan of horror, so... Yeah, exactly. It's a bite-sized show. It won't make the whole evening go away, and I know I'll like it. Ah! Fallon, thank you. Masterclass in Flicks and Social Engineering. You have mixed feelings? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a Chainsaw Massacre fan. I mean, I like 1 and 2. That's it. Part 4 I hated. 3's garbage. The remake, couple cool parts, but I'll check it out. Whew, that's a lot of talking. Folks, I'm going to bounce. I got Monday, my favorite day of the week, to finish out. And then I got to get ready for tomorrow. We got Fat Tuesday, and I'm working. Normally, I do a Dungeons & Dragons group. We're not doing it. I'm working. And then, yeah, this week's a little slow, but things are starting to pick up. So, folks, you guys are awesome, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're watching the show, hit the like and subscribe. If you're the donating type, go ahead. I don't say no. They go to me, and everything I do goes into this show. I do this full time. And, thank you, Lilith. Thank you. It's an honor to have you in here watching, really. This whole group, actually. Yeah, Blackadder, it is a win-win. I won't be wasting my time. And it fits into my 2-year filter for sure. I love Rowan Atkinson. When my daughter was born, Mr. Bean was playing on the TV. On purpose. Thank you, Bill. I'm glad you're in here too, man. I've known Bill Yon since, 7th grade? It's amazing that you're in here. I love it. Thank you for... I don't have my glasses. Who is this person with the heart? Fornicata. Fornicata, do I know you? Are we an acquaintance and you have that name on here that I don't know? Thank you, Jason. Yeah, if you're a new person in here, give me a shout out. Tell me who you are, where you're from. We got people in here from down under. We got Europeans. We've got people on the West Coast. We've got Canadians. We got people from all over the world that watch this. It's absolutely amazing that I can do this in my house. And I can chat with people from all over the world. Blows my mind, and I love it. Folks, I'm Cardone. This is Evening Hour Live, episode 113. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart I'm going to take us out with the end credits and party on. Really. Party hard on 11.
I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason. His body was never recovered from the lake after he drowned. And if you listen to the old-timers in town, they'll tell you he's still out there.
Camp Crystal Lake is jinxed. It's got a death curse.
Some folks claim they've even seen him, right in this area.
Who's that? Oh, hi. What are you doing on this mess?
The girl who survived that night at Camp Blood, that Friday the 13th, she claims she saw him.
The boy. Is he dead too?
We didn't find any boy.
Then he's still there.
She disappeared 2 months later. Legend has it that Jason saw his mother beheaded that night. And he took his revenge. A revenge that he'll continue to seek if anyone ever enters his wilderness again.
Jason was my son, and today is his birthday. That's a good boy. Good Jason.
Jason's out there.